but hoping that you guys are all surviving and doing well. There's a lot of noise going on in my household. There's some construction and there's some cutting grass, and so it's a little bit alive here, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I do recommend that maybe you grab a towel for today's program, and just remember, because I'm not actually get to see you guys, that you listen to your own bodies, because if I'm doing something that is quite not up to what you are able to do, then just modify it. You know your own bodies, and so unfortunately I can't really see and correct you, so just listen. Today's mat class, I really want to focus on a little bit more on the core, so thinking about anything between your shoulders and your hips is kind of the area I want to focus on today, just to build some length and strength in the core. And as we all know, the core carries us around, so it's really important that we have a lot of length and strength in our core. So we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up. So all I'd like you to do right now is to stand up. Your feet are going to be about a hip distance apart. Thinking of your sit bones being aligned with your heels, and then making sure that your pelvic floor is sort of being drawn up towards your belly button, and then knit those ribs together. And then put a smile on your shoulders so that we're feeling that we're opening up to the shoulders. A lot of times we spend a lot of time in this forward flexion. I just want you to feel like you have an opening up in your shoulders. So shoulders are relaxed away from my ears. So we're just going to add a little head nod. So just kind of bring your chin down to your chest and back up. Just working the muscles through the neck, and we get really tight in this area. And as I'm moving my head, nodding my head, I'm not moving my shoulders. It's just the muscles of my neck moving up and down. Let's do one more here. And then let's just turn it to one side, back into the center, and then turn it to the other side. Back in the center, and then turn it to the other side. I'm going to take my sweater off because I just want to make sure that you guys can see me. And turn to the side, and then back, and then turn to the other side and back. All right. Now, let's just work a little bit on the spine. So chin to chest, roll ourselves down, scoop that belly as we let our upper body go heavy, arms are heavy. Draw your belly into your lower back, and then slowly roll yourself back up. This is vertebra on vertebra. So open up your chest, reach for the ceiling. Go into a little bit of a back extension, just feels good here. And then chin to chest as we go back down to that rolling down, chest over our thighs, letting your upper body go heavy, arms are heavy, and then roll ourselves all the way back up and reach your arms above your head and go into that little bit of a back extension. So gaze up at the ceiling and then bring your arms back down. Beautiful. We are now going to go down to the floor. So we're going to start sitting on the floor. Your feet are going to be about right kind of aligned with your sit bones. Find your sit bones here. This is really important that we feel like we're sitting up on top of our sit bones. You're going to grab the back of our legs as we sit up and find that nice neutral position. The crown of the head is lifting up to the ceiling, and the sit bones are like, think of tent pegs. They're being drawn down towards the mat, but they need to be stable and still. Take a nice deep breath in, tuck that tailbone, and then lean back, scoop that belly in, and then come back up. Bring chest over your knees and sit back up. Let's do that a couple of times. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare, and then we tuck that tailbone under. We draw that belly in, we scoop that belly in, and then we roll ourselves back up, and we find our sit bones again. Take a nice deep breath in, we roll down. Now stay down here for me. Bring your feet a little bit closer. Tuck that tailbone. I don't want you to be sitting on your tailbone. Just feeling the strength. The abs are nicely connected. They're keeping your body there. And then slowly roll yourself back up again. This time, we're going to straighten our legs out. So sitting up nice and tall. Let's bring our arms forward. We're going to roll all the way down this time. And we're going to place our head all the way down. We're going to bring our arms above our head. And we're going to add a beautiful stretch. So just feeling that you're reaching your arms behind you and you're reaching your toes all the way. And then you're going to put your hands beside you. I'm going to just scoot down a little bit. So making sure you can see my whole body. Hopefully you can see my whole body. Shoulders relaxed, all right? So now let's just take a nice deep breath into your nose. We're gonna bend that left leg as we exhale out. And then keeping that core nicely engaged, you're gonna lift your right leg up and lower it back down. You're gonna lift. So as you're moving that leg, we're keeping our abs nice and still. They're active, but they're not moving. They are drawing down into that lower back as we're just lifting and lowering that leg. Lift and lower. So starting to work a little bit in that hip joint. Let's add the arm. So opposite arm goes behind you and back down. Opposite arm goes behind you and back down. So adding a little bit of fluid into those joints, because we'll be counting on those joints a lot as we go to work out. So arm comes up behind you, legs go straight out. Last one, excellent. And now we're gonna bend that right leg, and our left leg is sent out to the ceiling. It's a long leg, so feeling that you're grounded, but your left leg is reaching as we lower and lift that leg. And as that leg is moving, draw that belly into your lower back, keeping that core active but still. And let's add that opposite arm. Arms go behind you and then back down. I might have done that the opposite way, but that's okay. It's just about movement, just moving the arm back and forth, moving the leg back and forth. It's so important that we keep moving through our joints in a stable way. Couple more here. Don't forget that breath into your nose and out through your mouth. Beautiful. And now bend those knees. Excellent. Let's draw your right leg in and left leg into your chest. Roll, give yourself a little hug. Before we get into our 100, let's do a couple of shoulder bridges. So feet are grounded on the floor, hands beside our body from our pubic bone. Roll yourself up onto your shoulders, not your neck. Lift those hips up and then roll yourself back down. Thinking bone on bone, vertebra on vertebra. So from your pubic bone, peel yourself up, lift those hips up, and then roll yourself back down. Excellent. Let's do a couple more there. So from your pubic bone, lift those hips up, 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 and then roll yourself back down. Let's do that one more time. Roll yourself up, and then roll yourself down. Excellent. All right, we're going to kind of start really warming up that ab now. So right leg in tabletop, followed by the left. Now you'll have a slight imprint on that lower back. Knit those ribs together. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling, shoulders relaxed on the floor, kind of look like a dead bug. Take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to lift our head up. We're going to go into that middle back bend, and then back down. When we go to do our 100, you decide where those legs should be. The further they are away from your body, the more challenging it is. So you can stay here in this tabletop, or you can start adding your legs further away. It is up to you. You can keep your head up, or you can keep your head down. Again, it's up to you. I'm going to come up right now to do the 100. You decide where those legs should be. We pulse those hands for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 10 and in. 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 20 and in. 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 30 and in. 2, 3, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 40 and in. 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 50 and in. 2, 3, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 60 and in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 7 and in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 80 and in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 90 and in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Hold it here. Lift up just a little bit more. Hold it. Draw that belly in, and then relax. Excellent. Let's just roll from side to side. This feels good. Nicely done. All right, now we're going to come back up. So grab the back of your legs, roll yourself up into a seated position. We're now going to do a roll up and roll down. This is when I recommend that maybe you grab a towel. I'm going to grab a towel. You don't have to. I just feel like I need a little bit more support in my back. So I'm going to place that right underneath my lower back. So let's just start up, all right? We're gonna place our hands forward. We're gonna bring our head between our bicep muscles as we start to scoop that belly in. Start to roll yourself down, bring your arms above your head, breathe it out completely. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. Bring your arms up, head, shoulders. Scoop as you lift yourself up and then reach forward, head between your bicep muscles, and then we'll do it again. So kind of going nice and controlled. The abs are doing most of the work here. So arms, head, shoulders, lift yourself up. So the idea of a towel is that there's less jerking done with my back, and that's not a good thing, so we want to make sure we're supported. If we were in class right now, I probably would use a TheraBand also to help. It's a great tool. Let's do this a little different this time. So breathe in, lift your arms, head, shoulders, reach forward. Now this time, we're gonna sit up. We're gonna bring our arms up a little bit higher so you have a gaze up towards the ceiling. And now we're gonna roll down. As you keep that gaze up, roll yourself down and then put your arms behind you. Take a nice deep breath in, lift your head, arms, shoulders, and then reach forward, sit back up. Gaze your arms up a little bit, or gaze your eyes up a little bit, arms up, shoulders away from my ears. Slowly tap that tailbone under, roll yourself back, and then we're gonna stay here. Beautiful. All right, let's bring the arms to the side of our body. Let's bend our knees. I'm gonna take that towel away from me because I don't quite need it right now. So now we're gonna go into our single leg circles. Excellent exercise for the hip joints. Let's bend that opposite leg. All right, so let's start with bending our right leg. Let's bring our left leg up to the ceiling. Now, you can keep this right leg bent if you like, but the important thing here is that I need that knee to be right on top of your hip bone. So your left knee is right on top of your hip bone. If you can't do that, you can bend that leg. If you have no problems here at all, you can straighten the opposite leg. That makes it a lot harder for those hamstrings. So you decide. Shoulders relaxed. All right, so then that left leg is straight up to the ceiling, and now draw a circle all the way around. The circle doesn't need to be very big here. It just needs to be a circle. So thinking about a clock. We started at 12 o'clock. We're going counterclockwise right now. And so we're just circling around. You might feel like as you come up from that 6 o'clock up to 12 o'clock, it's a little bit easier. And then keep breathing in. Now let's go the other direction. So we go, but this is counterclockwise, yeah. Sorry, we went clockwise the other time. Up, I'm sure you know. Shoulders relaxed, and then just feel that circle around. Draw that belly in for that nice connection. Knit those ribs together. We've got a couple more here. Trying to keep those hips as still as you can. It's all just about that leg. And then hold it here. Feel the length of that leg. Now stay there with that leg. Lift your other leg up. And now lower the other leg. Now again, you can bend it or you can have it straight. You decide. All right, now we go counterclockwise. I usually start with my right leg, so that's why I thought we were going counterclockwise. All right, again. The only thing that's moving here is that leg. We're not rocking or shifting those hips. Shoulders relaxed. Keep that breath flowing in through your nose and out through your mouth. The breath is the most important principle. We want to make sure that we're always breathing. It's crucial. And then let's go the other direction. And then back up. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. And the breath is movement. So we want to make sure that we're actually feeling our diaphragm moving as we breathe. And as we exhale, we engage that core. Let's do one more here. And then hold it there. All right. Keep that right leg straight up to the ceiling. Lift your opposite leg. Beautiful. Now point and flex your toes. Really important to have strong ankles. So just point and flex, and now draw circles with those ankles. And draw circles the other way. Beautiful. All All right, let's bend those knees. Grab the back of your legs, roll yourself up. And now we're gonna sit back up nice and tall, and we'll do our spine stretch forward. So shoulders away from my ears. All right, so now you're gonna start in this neutral position. Your arms are gonna go up. Pretend that there's like a little table in front of you. You're gonna slide your hands on top of that table as you scoop your belly in. Go into that pelvic tuck as you reach forward with the hands. And then we stack the vertebrae on top of each other as we come back up. So take a nice deep breath in, you scoop that belly in, you tuck that tailbone under as you reach your upper body. And then we sit back up. You should feel a really nice stretch right through your spine here. Slide, keep the head between your bicep muscles. So you don't want to drop your head. No strain in that neck. So slide those hands along that top table, feeling a nice stretch in your back, and then come back up. Let's do one more here. Tuck that tailbone, slide those hands on that table, reach forward, and then coming all the way back up, and then relax. Beautiful. All right, let's bring those legs back. We're gonna roll ourselves back down on the floor, bring your arms above your head. You reach behind you, feel that stretch, and then bring your hands right beside your body. Let's bring your right leg into your chest, followed by the left. All right, our next series is our ab series. And we're gonna change this up a little bit today. So we're gonna add a little bit of side lying together with our ab series. Right hand on your right ankle, left hand below. You're gonna lift your head up and look at that knee. Extend the opposite leg out. Now, this is the challenge meter. Decide where that leg should be. Maybe for you, it's up here. Maybe it's more challenging, keep it closer to the floor. You decide. Your shoulders are still, hips are still as we go back and forth. So shoulders and hips are square. Your neck is supported with the abs. So make sure that you're not feeling any strain in your neck. If you are, lay down on your towel or just put your head down. So back and forth. Draw that knee into the chest. Really feel that middle back bending. Rib cage to hip bone. Rib cage to hip bone. And then the last one, we come down, hold it here. We are going to roll over on one side. All right, and go right into the clam. So come over onto the side. We open and we close. Open and close. Draw your belly in. Make sure that you're not collapsing with that opposite waist as we open and close. Open. Heels together, toes apart. Breathe into your nose and breathe out. And now we bring those legs back together. We roll back over in the middle. We bring those knees in as we do our double leg stretch. Slide the hands over your head and then coming around, hug those legs. Slide your hands over your head and then hug. So here, it's a little bit more challenging because your arms and your legs are going further away from your body, so it's a little bit harder. You decide how low those legs should go. And now we bring it in, we go over to the other side. I don't have a lot of space here, but the idea here is that that bottom leg is on the floor. If my fireplace wasn't here, I would be leaning back. So I don't want to move my body too far back because I'm not so sure if you can see me. But the idea is we're doing clam on the other side. So open and close. The bottom legs should be resting on the floor here. And making sure that you're not collapsing on that one side. All right, beautiful. Let's roll back over into the center. Bring those legs into your chest. Lift them up to the ceiling. Grab your right straight leg. Lift your head up. And now left leg goes down. And scissors. Let's pulse 2 times down and up. Pulse, pulse, and down. Pulse, pulse, and down. Pulse, pulse. Excellent. Beautiful. And now again, you're going to bend your knees. You're going to come over to one side, and your legs are straight. And now lower and lift. Straight legs, lower and lift. Draw that belly in. lifting those legs. Now, hold it up, hold it here, draw that belly in, roll back over, bring your legs straight up, interlace your fingers, put your hands behind your head, heels together, toes apart, lower both legs down and up, down and up. You listen to your body. Decide how far down you want to go with those legs. Maybe not very far. It's up to you. But make sure that that belly is drawn towards your lower back, your sacrum. You want to have your sacrum still connecting to the floor. Let's do a couple more. Excellent. And now hold it. Roll yourself over to the other side. And now lower and lift, hips on top of each other as you lower and lift, making sure that you're not collapsing that waist that's on the floor. Lower and lift, hold it here, bend those knees, roll back into the middle, grab the back of your head, and now into our oblique twist, right armpit, left inside hip bone, and switch in middle, and twist. The movement's coming from the waist. So make sure that you're really feeling that waist. And breathe in and out. Keep that breath going. Now, we're going to come up. We're going to hold it. You're going to grab the outside of that leg. Lift yourself up a little bit more. And then from the abs, do a little pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the middle. Switch to the other side. Grab that outside leg. Lift up a little higher and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Bring those legs in. Give yourself a nice hug. Excellent core work, guys. All right, now let's grab the back of your legs again. Roll yourself up into a seated position. Excellent. All right, let's come over on all four. So we're going to go into a quadruped position. So let's go in with our hands directly underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. Draw your belly in, nice flat back here. All right, so this is nice and sturdy. Make sure that your elbows are not bent because there's a lot of pressure on your wrists. So kind of lift yourself up. Also, shoulders are side by side, so don't let your shoulders adduct. Make sure that they are neutral. All right, draw that belly in. Slide your left leg behind you. Reach it far behind you. Don't take the abs with you, so the abs are nice and still but strong. Right leg goes behind you, and then back. And then left leg, use the core. So the core is helping that leg lift. So draw that belly in to your lower back. That whole lumbo-pelvic area is moving here, is working. That means that our back is working, our pelvic floor is working, our abs are working as we reach. Now, keep doing what you're doing, but reach the arms. So opposite hand goes out, back in, out, back in, and reach. Engage that core. You've got to have a strong connection here. Hip bones are coming together. Pelvic floor is lifting up towards your belly button. Last one. Excellent. And then back up. All right, let's do a little bit of a shell stretch. So round your back, look at your belly. Sit down onto your heels. Come back up in a rounded spine. Drop your belly, lift your head. And let's do that again. Draw that belly into your lower back. Look at that belly. Sit down on your heels. Look at that belly. And drop that belly down. Excellent. All right, let's slide down onto the floor. We're on our belly. All the way down. All right, so you're flat with your feet on the floor. Let's look at that floor. Let's bring our hands a little bit below our shoulders as we draw our shoulders in towards your body, all right? So pretend that you have a marble on your nose. You're going to roll that marble forward, elbows away from our shoulders as we lift our shoulders, rib cage, and coming up. And then roll yourself back down. Excellent. And now roll that marble forward, lengthen the neck, elbows away from our shoulders, lift yourself. Legs are just kind of dragging behind you. So they're not working here. They're just dragging behind you. But your glutes can be active. So roll that marble forward, lengthen that neck, elbows away from our shoulders as we lift our shoulders, rib cage, belly button, and then back down. Let's do one more. Maybe slide your fingertips a little bit closer down. Elbows in towards your body. All right, roll that marble forward, elbows away, lifting our shoulders, rib cage, belly button, and then coming all the way back up. Beautiful. And then just sitting down towards our heels. Excellent, guys. And then coming back up. All right, let's go back into that quadruped position. All right, so now let's take that right hand, place it in front of your left hand, and then sit down into a little bit of a stretch. And then coming back up. And then place our left hand in front of the right hand, and then go down into that stretch. So one side at a time, and then come back up. Let's take that right hand out to the side, thread it underneath your left armpit, and come down towards the floor with your right shoulder and head. And if you can, lift that arm up so that your left arm comes up to the ceiling. So this is a great twist of the spine. And then put your hand back, and now the left hand, and then go around. So important to move that spine in many different directions, because then we really build strength and length in the spine. Beautiful. All right, let's come and sit down onto the floor, and let's go into our saw. So the saw is, again, working on that rotation of the spine. Ideally, the legs are straight, but if you feel like you have tight hamstring muscles, then you can just bend those knees, all right? We're gonna flex our toes, and not too far apart, all right? I don't want you to have too much of external rotation in your hip joint, but just far enough, maybe the width of your mat. We're gonna bring our arms up as if the arms were on a shelf, shoulders away from my ears. We take a nice deep breath in as we twist, lengthen and lift in the spine. Come down to that little toe, saw it off 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Come back up in rotation, sit up nice and tall, come back in the center. Breathe in. We twist, we saw that little toe off for 1, for 2, for 3. We come back and twist, center, twist, take it down for 1, for 2, for 3, up center, and twist, chest down towards our thigh, back up in that twist, center. Last time, breathe in and twist, and pulse for 1, for 2, for 3, up in the twist, center, over, take it down for 1, for 2, for 3, center, and relax. Beautiful. All right, let's come back down to our floor, or in our supine position. So shoulders away, you're gonna bring those legs up and kind of find the balance. And again, we're not sitting on our tailbone, we're going into that posterior tilt, and now roll yourself all the way down, and then back up. Try not to find your sit bone, but try to tuck your tailbone. And then roll yourself down, and then back up. So working on that spine. So suck that belly in as much as you can. I know it might be a little hard at this time with all this crazy stuff. It's hard to suck that belly in. Shoulders away from my ears, and then take it down, and then back up. Let's do one more here, and then take it down. Excellent. Bring your knees into your chest. All right, so now we're going to do another series of the abs. So we're going to start with our legs on tabletop. We're going to interlace our fingers and put our hands behind our head. Take a nice deep breath in and lift your shoulders and head. All right, see if you can come up a little bit higher. You're going to drop both of feet down to the floor if you can. You're gonna lift them back up. You're gonna drop your heels and roll into a little ball. Then you're gonna reach those legs out, open your legs, close your legs, and then come back into a tabletop and lower your head. And that's what the choreography is gonna look like. So take a nice deep breath in to prepare. We lift up, we stay here. We're gonna see if we can lift up maybe a little bit higher. You're gonna lower your legs, go as far as you can without arching. See if you can touch the floor. If not, then no worries. Drop your heels, lift your knees in, look at like a little ball. Extend your legs out, open your legs, close your legs, and then come back into the tabletop and down we go. And take a nice deep breath in. We lift up. All right, maybe come up a little bit higher, really using that core, rib cage to hip bone. You drop your toes. You come back up. You drop your heels. You lift elbows to knees. You extend those legs. You open, you close, and back into tabletop. Beautiful. Let's do one more. So take a nice deep breath in to prepare. We lift up, engage that core. Can we lift up a little bit higher? No strain in my neck, though. It's all the work is being done by the abs. Lower your toes down, bring your legs up, lower your heels down, bring your elbows and your knees together. Extend those legs out, open, close, bend your knees, and you lower yourself down. Whew. All right, beautiful. So let's go back into a couple of shoulder bridges. All right, so now we're gonna not articulate. You're gonna just lift your hips up and squeeze your glutes and then lower them back down. Lift and squeeze and back down. You lift, so pretend that you have a $100 bill between your cheeks. So let anyone take it. So you squeeze it and release it. And squeeze it and release it. And squeeze it and release it. I have a feeling that maybe our cash is not going to be used as much anymore, certainly not now. And then up and then squeeze. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing of the past very soon. Nobody's going to want to have cash. All right, now up and hold. Engage those butt muscles, all right? Lift those hips up a little bit higher if you can. Take that left leg, bring it straight up. This is hard, this is good. Using your butt muscles here to strengthen that back as we lower that leg down and up, down and up, down and up, and then hold it up. Stay here, lift up a little higher, hold it, lower those hips down and lift. And lower and lift. Use your core at the same time here. Lift and lift. Last one. You got this. Hold it. Bend that knee. Don't go down. Keep those butts up. Bring your other leg straight up to the ceiling. Keep that leg as long and strong as you can. Give me a little bit of a kick here. Up and down. Keep breathing. And now hold that leg up. Lift up a little higher if you can. Draw that belly in. No arching of that back. It's still neutral. Bring it down and up, down and up. Really suck that belly. It's like you're trying to make that waist smaller as we are working. And then hold it. Bend that knee. Stay up. And now roll yourself all the way down and bring your knees in. Excellent work. It's a bit of a hamstring party. Feeling those hamstrings. All right, grab the back of our leg, lift ourselves up. Beautiful. Let's go into a little bit of sideline series. All right, I know we did a few of them, but let's just do a couple more. So you're gonna bring your legs in like a fetal position. Your elbows gonna be right underneath your shoulders. Your rib cage is away from the mat. Just kind of keep it active. If this is really hard on your elbows or shoulders, there's nothing wrong with laying down. So you can decide where you want to be. All right, my bottom leg is going to rest as my top leg sits, not too far away, but just around hip level as we draw a circle. So just going to give me a circle. So right now we're working those abductors, really important, kind of connects to our glutes. as we are circling around. And again, the key here is to make sure that you're not collapsing. And the breath is always flowing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And let's go the other direction. So these exercises are really going to build some length and strength of your spine. So we're really working that lumbopelvic area. So all about the hips and the spine and the abdominals. And then hold it here, extend and bend. Extend. When things start to get hard, we start to collapse a little bit. So just kind of remind yourself about not collapsing. So extend and bend. All right, beautiful. This time, extend that leg and now lower and lift. This is where the hard stuff comes in. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. One more here. We turn our toe down and we lower. The target's a little bit different. Suck that belly in. We need that core to keep us going. Last one. Woo! And then hold it, bring that leg in. Nicely done. Let's switch to the other side. Again, elbow right below my shoulder, bringing my legs into that 90 degree. And then my bottom leg is resting. My top leg is at 90 degrees, all right? So you don't want to go too high with that knee. It's kind of like right aligned with my hip bone as I draw a circle. And then again, making sure that you're not collapsing, so breathing in through your nose and breathe it out. Nice deep breath in and out. Excellent. Keep that breath flowing. And let's go the other direction. So just circle around, breathing in through your nose and breathe it out. Excellent. So always hard to do these. I find these challenging. And then hold it, bring that leg out, bend and extend, straighten that leg out. I think I did this on the other side, can't remember now, but we're doing it anyways. And then hold it here, woo! Now lower and lift. So now the leg is a lot longer, so it makes it harder. The load is a lot heavier on that leg now because the lever is longer, the leg is longer. So again, we really need to activate the core here, so that we're strong. And now turn that toe down and we do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we take that leg in. Woo! All right, and just kind of warm that, or take that leg out a little bit. All right, beautiful girls. Now, let's go into a pigeon position. Now, this might be hard on your knees, so if you feel like you want to cross your legs, that's okay as well. Or if you feel like you want to sit in this position, that's okay. Whatever you feel like you need to do for your knees. But a pigeon position is really healthy for our hips as well. And there's a lot of talk about doing a lot of flexion of the hips to keep them healthy. Okay, so I'm sitting, my right leg is bent, so my right heel is behind me, and my left knee is in front of me, just so that you have for my cueing. All right, so I'm gonna take my left hand, lean it on the side, and I'm just gonna bend that left arm as I go into a side stretch. So this is for the obliques, all the rib cage, the muscles between our ribs, and then I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna grab that ankle behind me, and now I'm gonna just reach. And I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna, again, just find some space between your ribs. And then come up. So we tend to be spending a lot of time sitting, and that means the body gets collapsed a little bit. So this just allows the body to stretch. And then switch directions. So my right leg is gonna come in front, and my left leg behind. And again, you sit however you need to sit for maybe bad knees, all right? So let's take that right hand, lean into that right hand as we come into that side bend. And then we're gonna grab that ankle behind us as we go up and over. And then put that hand right back down as we lean over. And then right arm up and over. Excellent. And then coming all the way back down. Beautiful. All right, we are going to go back up onto our feet. So we're going to stay up on our toes, and chest is on your knees. I'll turn myself around this way. And we're going to keep our chest towards our knees as we lift ourselves up. All right, so feel like your head is heavy. Feel stretch the back of your legs, and then I'm going to lower myself back down. And then I'm going to drop my head down as I lift my body up. And then I'm going to go all the way back down. Last time, I'm going to draw my buttocks up as I roll up, 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 up. And I'm going to reach for the ceiling. And I'm going to come back down. All right, so now I'm going to go into a little bit of a plank position. So chin to chest. I'm going to roll myself back down. I'm going to come out onto the floor. So I've come away from my mat. All right, and I'm going to step away. All right, and I'm going to just hold it here. So let's see if you can bring your shoulders over your wrist. And now let's just rock on those feet. So kind of just going back and forth a couple of times. I'm reaching back, kind of going into that plantar and dorsiflexion. And then I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrist as I lift my buttocks up. My head goes between my bicep muscles into what we call a pike position. And then I'm going to come back to my shoulders over my wrists, and my arms are nice and long, and then I'm going to bring my head between my bicep muscles. I'm drawing my belly in to create sort of that V position, and then back down. And then coming back up again, head between your bicep muscles. And then last time, we're going to come down, we're going to drop our knees down, and then we sit back. Nicely done. And then coming back up. All right, I'm going to come back down onto my mat. I'm going to sit back up, and I'm going to roll myself down all the way. Bring your arms above your head, and then reach behind you. Beautiful. All right, we got one more thing to do that I like to do before we finish, and that is a little bit on the corkscrew. So the corkscrew is, we're going to make a circle with our feet. We'll just sort of start in this nice slow position as we circle around. And then we go to the other direction. Now, as I go to roll over with my legs, over my body, it's not for everyone. So just kind of listen to your body. If you don't feel like you want to do it, then go as far as you can with your legs. So legs are nicely together. I'm going to lift my legs up to the ceiling. I'm going to draw my legs closer towards my body as I roll over. Not on my neck. I stay on my shoulders. My hands are grounded. I'm going to turn my body a little bit. Legs, my hips are going to stay still, but I'm just going to turn my legs maybe like a quarter to the left as I roll down on my left side. And I'm going to come back into the center. It's hard, so it's good. And then I'm going to draw my belly in as I roll back up to the center. Come up on my shoulders. I keep my hips still, but I just kind of turn my legs a quarter to the right. And then I roll down the right side. That is called the corkscrew. And then we come back in the center. Beautiful. Open up those legs as much as you can. Feel a stretch in your inner thighs. We tend to get really tight in this area. So just feel that you have a nice stretch. You maybe can put your hands here and kind of give yourself a nice stretch. Place your hands on the outside. Bend those knees. Grab the back of your legs. Roll yourself back up. All right. This time, let's come back up onto our feet. Chest towards your knees, hands on the floor. Draw your buttocks up to the ceiling, just like we were before. So it's like we're folding our body over our legs. Head is down towards the floor as we start lifting ourselves up. Vertebra by vertebra, bone on bone, vertebra by vertebra, and then lift yourself up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a little bit of back extension here. And now, make sort of a goalpost with your hands. So just make your hands into a goalpost, and now lift up and then back. One hand goes up, one hand goes down as we're going to a side bend. Draw that belly in for control. And now switch side. One hand goes up, one hand goes over. Again, draw that belly in. And then back. And then shake it out. Awesome work, guys. That was really nicely done. So now you should have felt like you've moved your body in many different directions. Nice to see everyone again.